Uh, okay. This is hot off the press. Deleted. I was a private contractor for various DoD agencies. Jesus. I am speaking now because this shit has gone too far off the deep end. I will provide some evidence. Well, here. Thank you. Thank you, Max. It's hot off the press here. We'll see. Goddamn. Trans is part of her grift. Oh, it is. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with her egg. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what this has to say. I really did not want to write this. However, after careful discussion with colleagues, I'm going to go with my gut. What my gut tells me I should do. I cannot sit on the sidelines. What I observe the UAP field narrative get filled with half-truths and obfuscations. In this post, I'll be providing evidence of documents that cannot be FOIA'd. I'll even give my perspective on anti-gravity and the overall landscape of the current UAP field when it comes to intelligence agents that are masquerading as truthers. Lou, what I speak on is based on my own experiences and observations from being in the field for almost 4 decades. Just to aid my brain and my eyes, which I'm already wearing glasses, but I don't have good eye genetics. My grandfather was blind. Here we go. Okay, 4 decades. Okay, dear God. We get the space music on the background here too. Yeah. It's all Bigelow Osap stuff, but I don't know if you've seen it before. Interesting. I have a degree in electrical engineering from a college somewhere in the south of the U.S. I will not say the name of the school because it'll be very easy for people to inside DOD to track me down if I give away too much, considering not many were recruited from the college that I graduated from. I was recruited shortly out of college to work in black operations. Okay, so he had like a high-level degree in electrical engineering or just an aspiring, specifically on the electrical engineering, microelectronics, and pulsed power side. These black programs do not necessarily care about your academic credentials as much as they care about 2 things. Can you think outside the box, and can you shut the fuck up about it? Yeah, that makes sense. That's the argument with Bob. They didn't care that he fabricated his fucking educational background or whatever he did. He's just a smart guy. And that's reality. At the end of the day, like some of these people are just really fucking smart people. I mean, you know, they don't really give a shit about their credentials. They're like, couldn't you figure this out? Right. I do not know everything, but the things I am sure of, I will write about here. Why am I doing this now? Because I was given 8 months to live, and I will do what I can while alive to try and make a positive impact in the community. I sometimes cannot sleep seeing some of the blatant lies being fed to the community. So this is another like kind of the other 4chan poster that people probably are familiar with that had a similar kind of meme where he had pancreatic cancer. A lot of people dying of pancreatic cancer lately, actually. Not good. Let me put this bluntly before I get into the anti-gravity and tech. Jay Stratton and Lou Elizondo are one of the reasons that various inventors, ZPE, zero-point energy devices, have never seen the light of day. They've been personally responsible for destroying careers, families, and the mental well-being of various physicists and engineers for many decades. Lou used to be a counterintel agent for more than one WUSAP, Waived Unacknowledged Special Access Program, and did not get involved in the subject by chance. He and Stratton were involved long before the whole ATIP OSAP saga. Lou is not a bad person at heart, but it makes you wonder why he has done what he's done in order to destroy others. I know many of you may judge this statement and think that I'm defending him, but there are many good things that he has done in this field, as well as many people likely will never know about. With that said, oh, my space music ended just a second. Yes, I'm fucking still watching. Okay. With that said, he is definitely compromised in terms of putting USA NatSec above all else, and that is a concern at this point. It is a concern because the DoD has long been infiltrated with warmongers and profiteering cranks that want to keep all of this tech and knowledge silent for the sake of their own self-preservation. Yes, that's what we're presuming is going on. They just want to, they just want to enrich themselves and possibly get off the planet. I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first, but this is getting to the point of blatant stupidity. To a very small extent, I don't blame them. However, to hide this from humanity is becoming more of a curse than anything else. People have the right to know. Yes, and they're hiding this because, obviously, if this is true, then just gives them power, and there's a lot of reasons. I think this is just an enlightening, empowering thing to know for everyone, and I don't know if that's the vibe that some people are going for here in the West. Jay Stratton, however, is a real scummy person. Don't get me started on the shit that guy has done to some of my colleagues. I have zero sympathy for that man. Oh no, Sean Kirkpatrick is a pawn. He lies through his little teeth like Ron Podolfi. has and does. To add, please don't ask me about Jack Sephardi. He's considered a laughingstock to those involved in various programs. Yeah, people have got that vibe off Jack. I think other people involved in physics have kind of thought similarly of him, that he's made a lot of claims and he's clearly got some kind of personality fucking defect going on. Also, there are just over 2,000 legacy programs working on reverse engineering UAP. Hal Puthoff recently said on Joe Rogan that we have more than 10 recovered craft in the USA. The number is in the hundreds at minimum. Oh, brother. This is up there. Yeah. Okay. Jeremy Corbell's a useful idiot in many cases. Many or all? No. All cases, brother. Some of what he releases is accurate, but when he says that us humans cannot replicate or understand any propulsion systems that craft use or whatever nonsense he spews is a blatant lie. I doubt he actually knows the truth, to be fair, so I do not believe that he's deliberately lying. No. He's trying to make his way in this world, make a buck, you know? Man needs to have an IPA once in a while. Fuck, can't be poor as shit like me. Dave Grush, Jake Barber, Mike Herrera are all the real deal. I respect them and their efforts. Let me say now, Pete, please do not ask me about Immaculate Constellation because you know nothing of any of those alleged specific programs, specified programs. I am an electrical engineer, not a spy. However, being in this field, you pick up tradecraft methods and learn how to run with the wolves, so to speak. Human beings, through both novel innovation and also through reverse engineering, not mutually exclusive, have mastered anti-gravity to a certain degree. When I say certain degree, I mean operational craft that can leave our solar system. It sounds nuts, but it is the truth. That's not good, if that's true. Some have succeeded by means of pure human ingenuity, and others did it with access to recovered UAP materials. This level of mastery exceeds anything that even our most traditionally secret MIL programs have. Goddamn. Someone don't break it to Elon. He's just spent fucking billions of dollars on rockets. Who's going to break it to Elon if this is true? That boy's going to have a fucking brain aneurysm. Yeah. Fuck. He had me initially, but my faith in his post is gradually decreased. Hundreds of recovered craft seems like a lot. Booz Allen, Honeywell, Lockheed Martin, Meter Corp, Raytheon, Boeing, etc., all have their own versions of various anti-gravity technologies. There's a difference between gravitational shielding repulsion and actually generating high-frequency gravitational waves. The pursuit of Thomas Townsend Brown is exactly where people should be looking. The zero-point energy manipulation has to do with the EM vector potential. That is as far as I will go on that. Okay. I was involved in a project that utilized Tesla turbines, plasma toroid chambers. Okay. Microwaves, crystals, extremely strong rotating magnets, and various other obtainable components that generated many kilowatts of gravitational waves, or gravitons, as some call it. Oh, heavens. In a private BAE lab. He's invoking gravitons, okay? The total cost of the project was just under $3 million USD to build the gravity generator. It can and has been done time and again successfully. Gravitational waves are measured electromagnetically due to being a consequence of the curvature of space-time itself. Metamaterials are not needed to generate macroscopic proof of concept gravitational phenomena. Plain and simple, okay? You will notice in some of the files I'm showing that the Soviets coined a term called rotational gravitation in believing that rotating masses acted as emitters and receivers of gravitational waves. I'm not going to argue with those in the comments that say this isn't possible. I'm not going to argue with the idiots that don't know how to think outside of the box. My question is this: if the Soviets thought it to be worthy of experimental investigation, then why is it that it's not being done here? Oh, wait, it is. It's just not. It's going to stay forever classified, forever. Ooh. I see. Something about the way he types it obviously can't say with conviction. Hard to say, yeah. I mean, he seems to know some of the memes around this, I guess, the background of it, yeah. And place like 1% confidence in the post itself, but the docs he posted are interesting. Okay, interesting blip, yeah. I doubt anyone with government level access is not talking about it publicly. They are other misinformation or traitor by who? Interesting. Ask Jay Stratton why he prevented multiple inventors from getting their own laboratory. Because many of the inventors he suppressed focused on rotating capacitors, something the Soviets pursued very quickly. I'm sure his $1 million book deal helped smooth over all the people he royally fucked. Oof. Dragon Jay's balls through the glass too. Yeah, I'm done. I'm not reading that. My beef is that we are classifying basic science that our adversaries are now discussing in more open forums and in peer-reviewed literature. It's bullshit. All for what? So that Lockheed can make science breakthroughs proprietary and own it? Well, brother, who owns Lockheed? Who are majority shareholders in Lockheed specifically? and who's running these companies managing all of these funds, right? Like, what does this all come back to at the end of the day, right? I mean, it seems like it's coming back to a small group of people. And by small, I mean, obviously there's probably a lot of them, but proportionally to all of us, that want to get the fuck out of here or want to further distance themselves from the peasantry that is us. The closest I have seen anyone in the public domain get close to describing how technology works is Lieutenant Colonel Tom Burden and a few others. The tough part about all this is taking the theory and applying it to a practical experiment. Not many can bridge that divide, but a small genius chunk of engineers and some theoretical physicists have. You want to know who a real high-level gatekeeper all this stuff is? Admiral John Michael Mike McConnell. He currently works at Booz Allen, and at least that was the last I had heard of his whereabouts. I realize now that being given limited time on this planet makes you think about what should really matter. I make the next generation to have a chance. I want the next generation to have a chance. P.S. The Tic Tac is ours, humans. I worked on certain aspects of it personally. Oh my heavens. Stephen Greer vindicated. I thought he just hit his head when he fell off his bike. Fuck. Perfect opportunity to lie about immaculate constellation. Instead, he says he knows nothing. Yeah, maybe, man. Yeah. Reads like a CV. Looks looking for a new job. Maybe. The best thing I learned from this is that Puthoff directly said the USS Craft. Puthoff saying that really puts weight behind it, I feel. Interesting. Hundreds is, Jesus Christ. Like, of our crafts or recovered crafts? Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking screen. Hold on here. Hundreds. Where is it? We have more than 10 recovered craft. We've recovered hundreds of crafts. That seems like, dear Christ. Okay, that's a hell of a claim. Boss, Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Studies, Space Studies. This is their boss. Okay, research in the area was planned to be performed in the second half of 1991 and performed at the Scientific Consulting Center Rhino. The plan was to carry out 4 series of control tests. Okay, interesting. This is from the Bigelow Aerospace Institute, I guess. Okay. Compiling of scientifically justified concept to perform researches of functioning of non-traditional propulsion agents, this interaction with surrounding environment, the origin and development of abnormal space phenomena, form radiation, and functional physics fields. Primary directions of research activities. Military Unit 67947, Scientific and Research Institute of Thermal Process, Interagency Scientific and Practical Enterprise, Drosina, Research of Interaction of the AAPs, Non-Traditional Propulsion Agents. Okay. Interesting. What else does he have up here? We can define the following features as common for all developed theories. They treat physical vacuum as physical material environment. They acknowledge this environment as a complicit structure. They acknowledge Einstein's tensor fields as an extremely simplified case in static approximation. They acknowledge wave generational processes connected to active mass distortion. That's my fucking pay grade. Okay, he's highlighted in his review of Rhino Center materials on rotational gravitation. Professor R.N. Kuzmin, Physics and Mathematics, states that attachment 7, prepared by G.V. Morzarov. This is the Russian study he acknowledged here. And okay, talking about this. Okay, this is going to mean something to someone, possibly. Progress on new BAASS facilities, underground vault, the need for a highly secure underground vault operated by Bigelow became apparent in line with the priority to pursue and acquire recovered hardware and biological samples from the corporate world and or from private individuals and groups located elsewhere, including Brazil. It was recognized by the BOSS administrator that there was no highly secure facility at BOSS to store exotic material or tissues that the organization could obtain. Accordingly, the BOSS administrator designed an underground facility to be located in North Las Vegas at the Bigelow Aerospace facility. The chosen location is exceptionally well protected by perimeter fencing and razor wire, surveillance cameras, and 24-hour armed guards who are retired or current military. The administrator during the month of June designed and created architectural plans for a 5,000 square foot underground vault with 3-foot thick walls, ceiling, and floor with a concrete area tunnel leading to multiple security doors. Okay. Do they have these things here? They just created one potentially for this, I guess. I don't know. He also lied to people again. And what point does the UFO community start to leave him behind? Yeah. Yeah, the flares, man, are the palm, 29 palms are the big one, man. That still pissed me off. Yeah. 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 Very interesting. Yeah. This fellow's saying hundreds, who knows? Put off said more than 10, right? So more than 10 could imply hundreds, I guess, couldn't it, man? Yeah. Both sides were exaggerating numbers or right like line during the Cold War. Could be misinformation meant as deterrence, same as before. Could be. Who knows where he got that information from? Yeah. Maybe he was privy to this stuff. He didn't really elaborate. For somebody that's on death's door, brother, I mean, like, oh, well, there's a tic-tac Mach number at 1/6 scale. Air temperature was mixed inlet, supersonic outlet. Tic-tac pressure is at 1/6 scale. Interesting. Hold on now. Got to be careful what we're looking at here. Just, things get slightly probably more sketchy. The contracting officer representative, James Lakatsky, okay. No public release of skiff is authorized, so I don't know what these documents pertain to. Here's one way to find out, or at least have an idea if it's capable of discerning what's on that page. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Tic-tac pick is a trip. Yeah, it's some kind of... Now... Judging by how it was moving, I didn't think that there would be any kind of, oopsie. Fuck. I didn't think that there, oh, wait, that's, okay, we went over that anyway. I didn't think that there would be any kind of air temperature involved with it. I mean, the way in which it moved in Fravor's story, there was no, it had no interaction with the atmosphere. If it did, it would have been into a million little fucking pieces because it instantaneously moved multiple miles. So that would already be an issue, I guess. Although maybe at times it is. That might be an inconsistency, but what are we saying here? This is a DD Form 254, knows the Department of Defense contract security classification specification, outlines security requirements for contractors working with classified information. Notable observations. Akaski's name links to this potentially high-level intelligence or anomalous aerospace-related contracts. OSAP. Mentions of DOAE and DIA imply cross-agency oversight. Strong emphasis on sensitive, compartmentalized information. What's the spiciest meat, my boy? I spelled spiciest wrong. It'll figure it out. We don't need to spell anymore. Fuck that, yeah. Going for full apex predator. Spiciest meat can mean a few things. Thank you for correcting spelling. So let me break it down. You mean naturally spicy without seasoning. No meat is naturally spicy. Brother, are you fucking hallucinating? No, you dingus. The best part from that report you just read. Jesus fucking Christ. Thought we're actually seasoning meat here right now. That's for later. Not now. My feral philosopher, you meant spiciest as juiciest bombshell. Yeah, not something you'd put in a vindaloo. No. James T. Lakatsky, yes, listed as the contract officer representative for a contract involving sensitive compartmentalized information with no public release authorized. That's why that's nuclear hot. Oh, heavens. Lakatsky is the same DIA scientist who ran OSAP, the Pentagon's deep black program that studied UFOs, Skinwalker Ranch, other anomalous aerospace threats. This document is proof he was involved in managing contracts that required top secret clearance. This isn't a contract for staplers, my son. This screams classified R&D tech recovery, very possibly UFO adjacent, given Lakatsky's known background. Has this been on the internet before? I'm assuming it has been. Was just posted. I'm going to bet that it is. I'm going to hope that it is. Yes. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, thank fuck. All right. Anyway, good. Don't want to be like, yeah. There's a new pic of a Tic Tac. This is from a Bigelow Aerospace report, Finn, from 2010. I'm guessing this is all also public knowledge. There is another there, summary of conclusions, compressible numerical analyses, Tic Tac geometry. In the field of UAP studies, is to believe this preliminary analysis of the Tic Tac incident. So this is just some studying the incident. This is not some kind of R&D on the Tic Tac. Classified, the Bigelow facility has been arranged for. So Bigelow arranged to have a facility that was secure enough where they could house potentially biologics, materials, and whatnot. So, okay. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's, I'm assuming this report has been out here before as well. So it found those instances of it. Has this report been on the internet? I'm just going to assume that it has been already. I would bet that it probably fucking has been, yeah. Yeah. Interesting shit. Yeah. It didn't even say please. Doesn't even say please to the AI. No, Aggie, sometimes I get a little bit saucy with it. Yeah. It looks like the Tic Tac stuff is from mooted 141 page summary report on BOS VP analysis, which I don't think we've seen pages from before. Oh? The post didn't get removed. He deleted his account. Oh. Looks like the wind tunnel data to me jazzed up, look pretty. Things are getting spicier. Meat gets spicier. The more we swallow. The DD Form 254 listing James Lakatsky as a contracting officer representative. Okay. It was included in the original solicitation documents, which were posted and archived by Black Vault. This document has been discussed in various online communities, including Reddit. If you're interested. Were there any pages? Were there any pages missing then? Where did you read that, Blip? You just knew that yourself from looking through the documents? Yeah. I wonder if they post these as baits to see if real leakers will come forward to catch people out. It's publicly available for years. It was included in the original solicitation documents. These documents is complete and comprises 2 pages. No. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking at, I don't think he even got that. No. It's not understanding this. Okay. So it's still focusing in on this. No. This image. This report with the linked image. That's what we're looking for. But I can't find an actual copy of it ever being publicly released. Oh, nice find, man. Okay. You're 100% correct. You raised points that George Knapp and I have tried to highlight publicly. George and I tried to submit a 140-page technical report by the DIA in the open congressional hearing. We were warned against it. We continue to fight back. Thank you for paying attention, my friend. Is this it? It's like I muted somebody. Oh, of course, yeah. Interesting. Is this so? It's a 140-plus page report. Oops. We'll go back to the Reddit post here. Does he say how many pages it is? No. Who? No. It can't seem to find it. Oh, okay. Look at the cover. Yes, I say it, yeah. There's no... Does it state how many pages it is? No. Yeah. No. Project Management Plan Overview Paper. Okay, well, this could get more interesting, I guess. I think more like a simulated wind tunnel fluid sim in a computer. Yeah, we'll go back to this here. So this is the Mach number 16 scale air temperature at 700 miles per hour. Electric field contour, metallic sphere with a 1 meter dielectric coating. I mean, listen, again, this is where we're not going to trust anything that necessarily fucking tells us here, but yeah. Looks like a couple pages from a couple different places. I don't think the Tic Tac image is from the same document as the cover letter. Okay. Interesting. Progress in the new boss facility. I mean, that looks like it was written up in fucking Microsoft Word. Probably, maybe it was. Does that mean it's not real? I don't know. This thing is not even paying attention right now. Okay, we're starting a new fucking chat here, you stupid fucking. We'll try this again. Okay, all right. It got the program connected to OSAP, okay, which is what I was asking about it before. Likely probes a bunch of coded object interacts with radar, possibly exploring exotic materials. Yes, it's circulated online, primary leak or released OSAP boss documents, posted via Reddit, Twitter, or UFO researcher sites. Okay, so I just want to know if any of this stuff has been out there already. So some of it has already been out there already. So same with like this shit here. Like, can you find me these documents? This is just the cover letter. Ding, ding, dong. Verdun is a very official choice of font. This is actually very interesting, yeah. You lost somewhere between 10 to 100 self-made drones. They all went missing. Could they please be returned, brother? Holy fuck. The elusive documents, if only they were easy to find, is a decent cup of tea in the colonies. Now, if you're referring to the supporting documents that typically accompany a cover letter, such as resume references, no, brother. What are you doing here? What is going on? What are you doing? You got to read the fucking photo. You got to understand, like, look at the photo. I'm not gonna ask it anything. I'm just gonna get it to fucking look at this. Come on. There you go. Good lad. Cover page for a document titled Project Management. Yes, produced by Bigelow Aerospace. It's known to be part of the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program, OSAP, a DIA-funded initiative. Yes, this is a cover circulated online in FOIA circles and investigative circles. The full document. Parts have been released or leaked, but not all pages are public. Okay. Link to the documents. Please. Yeah. Colonial AI response. I don't fucking... It's Cogsworth from Fallout. I need to change that. The Black Vault. Of course, John has it. Contract status briefing, proposal reference. I don't know. We're doing the work here right now, you know. That's not it. Interesting. Yeah. The name he dropped of the real gatekeeper, that's his name. Oh, Admiral Mike McConnell. I feel like I have a feeling we'll see that name in the future. Yeah, well, here, let's see if we can find him. This is one of the real gatekeepers. John Michael Mike. There he is. Is that him there? Yeah. Former Vice Admiral of the United States Navy. United States Admiral. There he is there. Brother, what have you got up your little sleeve? Time to roll your sleeves up, Mike. It's Mike. Okay. Where's the Wikipedia page? Here he is here. Okay. 4 kids, 9 grandkids under President George Bush. Succeeded. Is he still involved? Years active. Wait, is he still fucking involved? Eh? Second Director of National Intelligence. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Well, interesting. Yeah. He's one of the guys, according to this dude. What was his name on the thing, Max? Do you know? Like, what was his, spitting the mic, before he deleted his fucking account? Like, this shit has gone too far off the deep end. I mean, brother, if you got 8 months to live, like, just, you gotta just, maybe he's got a family, though. I just want to put his name out. But, like, what do you guys think? He deleted it so fast. I mean, we know recently Thomas Townsend Brown, I never heard his fucking name before until I watched Jesse's videos, because I'm not involved in like discussions around like all physics, quantum physics I'm interested in, but he was involved in Tesla turbines, plasma toroid chambers, which is interesting, crystals, which is okay, extremely strong rotating magnets, and various other obtainable components, that generated many kilowatts of gravitational waves. I don't know. There are just over 2,000 legacy programs working on reverse engineering UAP. That's a lot. That's hard to believe. Used all my tokens telling Grok to generate Jim Spicy's meat. Fuck, bro. That's worthy waste of those tokens, though. Big. Yeah. I think it's someone who works in the government that probably has access to OSAP stuff or JWICS or whatever and is using that as evidence for his LARP. Could be. Like, none of this stuff is publicly available, but it's not really top secret classified stuff. You think, man? I mean, some of these claims are monumental. They have hundreds of recovered craft, which is terrifying. Who did they recover them from? They didn't want them back. 2,000 UAP programs is also pretty fucking insane. There's that many people involved with this. I mean, that is like beyond. That is like the Manhattan Project on fucking Fent. Like, that's unbelievable. Yeah. You see where I'm going in a few weeks? No, Bones. Where are you going? I didn't see any of that. Are you going back to see the psychic? Yeah. Stop the terrifying. Yeah. 2,000 saps, so that'd be shit all over the place, surely. There'd be shit. That's a lot. Like, not that, like, this is really going to get us anywhere, but, like, I have to say, I think you confer. Bloody hell, that's a hell of a post. If it's genuine, that's always a razor to wheel with stories like this. Then it's a deathbed confession worth of a dying Prometheus. Part whistleblower, part technologist, part pissed off insider flipping the bird at the oligarchy of suppression. Claiming his terminally ill has nothing to lose. Same with Buddy, who was on 4chan, supposedly. He said that they've been poking at this giant facility with stuff and speaks from direct experience, not secondhand, not naming themselves, so vetting near impossible. Anti-gravity mastered. Plausible fringe, plenty of historical breadcrumbs. Yeah. Openly verifiable, not openly verifiable replication. Huge red flag unless more comes forward. Yeah. Claims of off-world range. Like, what the fuck is Dick Cheney still doing flying around in 747s? Why isn't he flying around? Well, maybe he is flying around in these. Oh, we don't know, actually. Maybe they are actually all over the place all the time now. We just don't know. Maybe Dick's on one of Saturn's moons right now having caviar. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. Like, yeah, we just don't know. Tic Tac is human tech. Supports theories that it's part of an operational test fleet. Fits Elizondo's cryptic, not necessarily alien language. 2,000 plus legacy programs in UAP reverse engineering, exaggerated or poetic. A few dozen, maybe, but 2,000, that's thousands of black budgets and labs. DoD's fragmentation is real, but that's an empire of secrets bordering on an absurd scale. Yeah, that's what I thought too, and I heard that. Jay Stratton and Elizondo suppress SPE inventors. Plausible. Oh, fuck. Gatekeeping be marked as advocacy. Stratton's deeper role is less public. Fuck. I'm just going to put this in the title, so. Just a meme. on Reddit. There, just a fucking Christ. I'm butchered whistleblower here. Whistleblower. I got to make sure I spell things right when I'm putting stuff in the stream title here, because that's just not going to look good at all. Yeah. I can just meme the ChatGPT, but yeah. How many kilowatts did he say? Good question, brother. I think he just implied a lot. Many kilowatts. That's all he said. Yeah. Yeah. Just give Jake Barber until the end of 2025 and all our cosmic questions will be answered. We found many balloons. What we have learned is that there's a lot of trash blowing up from Mexico. Yeah. Or Jake's going to go full-blown Baba Yaga and just start kicking in fucking these doors. Jake and the boys are going to go get Dick fucking, and it's going to be full-blown Baba Yaga, and we're going to know that way. I mean, listen, at some point, these fucking guys and girls probably involved with this have to understand this could get real messy. And, like, I don't think anyone wants it to get to that point. Rotating capacitors. True, Soviet and Eastern Bloc research into rotating masses and EM-based gravity coupling is in the open literature. U.S. shut down similar lines post-Townsend Brown. Why? Burden's theories are accurate, debatable. Burden's scalar theories are considered pseudoscience by academia, but oddly cited in defense-related patents. What could that imply? What could that imply? He's likely half right, but lacks working hardware. Still, he's no fool. McConnell, a major gatekeeper. Likely, Booz Allen. I never heard of Booz Allen. What a, I guess that's named after probably two people, but has deep roots in the IC. McConnell was NSA director in DNI. He's proximity defense contractor. Black Labs is real. Interestingly worked under the Bush administration as well. He could suppress tech, possibly. Would he? Depends who he's paying. Okay. Interesting. This post is authentic. It's not just revelation. Revelation. Jesus Christ. It's a challenge, a gauntlet, a middle finger to the veil. But isn't it fiction? Well, yeah, we don't know. You want my honest opinion, Jim? 80% real, 20% camouflage bullshit. It thinks it's a real lead. It's usually pretty critical on here. We have conversation with it. It said it's 80% in. I don't know. Well, the 2000 program seems like fucking astronomical. That there's no way there's that many. There might, maybe in total there have been, but even that is a lot, I would think, right? I don't know though. Far, yes, we watched it the last couple of days, man. Yeah. Matt, I keep forgetting people's names, but Matthew. Yes. Brown, is that his name? Yeah. 300 kettle worth each at most, you think? Ask if Jay Stratton was right about the Green Pyramids. Yes, technically the Green Pyramids were out of focus distant lights, likely aircraft, but also now an expert Stratton likely already knew it was camera induced, including in its briefings implied something more exotic, fueling unnecessary speculation. It was a calculated move, not ignorance. He may have used it as an intel theater. That's quite the question, Finn. Did you do this yourself? It's a classic counterintelligence move, inserted a debunkable case so skeptics latch on and discredit the whole. Jay was right in identifying the bokeh effect, but wrong or deceptive in treating it as significant evidence in official context. It's likely misused on purpose to muddy the waters. Jesus Christ. Okay. God damn. Oh my. What did we feed it something recently? Oh, 9/11. That was a fun one. Try this with your own ChatGPT 4.0. Ask it what it thinks about 9/11. The answer might surprise you. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know. But mine's usually quite critical of conspiracy theories. I have it set up to be like objective. And it surprised me when it said quite clearly some kind of false flag attack. I was like, oh God. Okay, wonderful. Here we go on Twitch. Yeah. This shit gets corroborated. I'm saying it now. My even heart tells me this is real. I feel it in my basal ganglia, brother. Fuck, brother. That's deep. That's deep down, actually. That's deep in there. I don't know. I mean, this is one of these memes though. Like we've been anticipating or hoping for people coming out and doing shit like this. So we had Buddy who did the fucking, the 4chan leaker. We had the EBO scientist. I mean, people listening who are a part of this. This does contribute furthers the conversation, I guess. But yeah, Asmer, what's up? Yeah, fuck. It's definitely Bokeh, and Stratton was saying it's not Bokeh, so it's interesting to see how AI talks about it. Is he just ignorant? Is there more to it than that? It would know his background and intelligence, so it probably would start to, start speculating, was this intentional? How complicated is all this? Yeah. Asking about how the UFO underwater off the coast of California. Oh, ask. We could, yeah. What about the, I know what it's going to say about that, about the underwater UFO off California coast. Yeah, imagine being a leaker who wants their leak to be taken seriously, but they choose to publish it on 4chan. It's true though. But, yeah, I don't know. Where would she post? I mean, people think it's like a place of anonymity. I mean, it isn't really. I mean, if the government wanted to fucking find you, they'd still fucking find you probably, right? But there's a history of schizo stuff being posted on there. I don't know. So, I mean, maybe he's on 4chan. Maybe he hangs out on X. I don't know. It was posted on X. It was posted on one of the other boards. I think it was on X, which is where all the truly schizo stuff gets posted. But I've wondered over the years if there haven't been other. We went over that one Sunday. I don't know if some of you guys are here, but there was a leak about some radio noise is emitting from one of, I think it was Jupiter's moons, maybe Ganymede. And this guy posted this big thing saying, "Oh my God, there's an old space station they found orbiting one of the moons, and they found it was emitting this frequency, and so they're going to be sending a probe to go look at it." And then, I mean, this could have been, maybe it was already talked about behind the scenes, but then like 4 or 5 months later, there's an article after this guy posts this in 4chan saying they're sending a probe to go and look because they've detected these signals coming off of one of Jupiter's moons. I think it was Jupiter. And then there's another post about this saying that there were people killed over this, that this information was leaked. And you're just like, coincidence maybe, who knows? Official response, they acknowledge the footage is genuine but offer no explanation. Oh, this is kind of, yeah. Well, the object's origin remains unknown. The incident has sparked significant interest and debate. Is this the underwater UFO off the coast of California, a tale that's been making waves, pun intended? So that's it there. Yeah, that's the base. People think they may have found. Who knows? Or are they hiding under there? Maybe. If people find it, who knows, right? More slop for the bucket, I say. That's all we can do, really. It's just throw it in the bucket, Hey, man, well, thank you for sharing it, Max. I mean, this is very relevant to the meme. I mean, I love reading through all of these stories, whether they're fabricated or not. It's entertainment. No, but I mean, we're all hotly anticipating that at some point this is all going to crumble and fall apart. And all it's going to take is a couple people placed in the right positions to just start blabbing their blabbermouth, and we might know. If I was a leaker, I'd post it on a platform that fosters duplication, retweets, reposts, make the post a PDF image, then delete it so the info gets out. The trace is gone, so they'd all be duplicates. It's a smart way of doing it, Astor Mary. Yeah. That's thinking about it critically. That would make a lot of sense. I mean, this is kind of what this guy did here, at least. He posted, well, this is the original post, though, but he deleted his account. I don't know if that would matter. But, yeah, somewhere like Twitter, maybe, would be a good place. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Well, I mean, we don't have his account. He deleted it, although the Reddit mod still would. But yeah, I was a private contractor, various DoD agencies. And now he's dying of cancer. Very unfortunate, but fortunate for people that want an inside peek into what's happening. What are people saying in the comments? Where's this posted? Our UFOs. I actually had our UFOs up. I was going to go through some of the posts after we were done memeing about fucking whatever we were memeing about. And there you go. So there you go. Wow. Pretty sure he's safe now. I will not say the name of the school because it'll be very easier for people inside DoD to track me down if I give away too much, considering not many were recruited from the college that I graduated from. If any of this post is true, you're not safe just by redacting this. Pretty sure they will track you down by content of this post alone. Maybe they could narrow you down. Yeah. What's everybody else saying? Let me refresh. It's not gone, is it? It's still here? Okay. I never trust Reddit moderation. Sometimes they're dumb when they do stuff. OB's profile is already unavailable, either deleted by OP or, yeah. Okay. Contract. Oh, here we go. They got a link to the memes here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we know that these Reddit are publicly available. Okay, this has a whole lot of believability to his post. How did it have believability to his post? The DIA FOIA linked is a short internal briefing titled that key nuggets for anyone skimming it. Line up with the leak. It explicitly references contract here and confirms Bigelow Aerospace Studies is a performer. Okay, all right. Well, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you're dying in 8 months, then Dropbox a whole lot, surely. Well, brother, we would hope if he was a single man with no family, no connections. Single person, could be man or woman, we have no idea. I get the vibe there was a man that wrote this for some reason. Key nuggets from skimming it. Yes. Okay, why this matters. Corroborates the leaked project management pages we've been parsing. Some contract numbers, some unconventional tech areas. Shows DIA leadership was happy with the BOS performance and had already exercised the first operation year. Gives us a date-stamped roster of the exact technical topics BOS had to cover, handy roadmap for FOIA requests. What it doesn't show, no mention of subterranean vault of recovered hardware biologics. The DIA PDF nails down the OSAP was real, funded, and knee-deep in fringe physics literature reviews by mid-2009. Okay, yeah, there's going to be inconsistencies. People familiar with some of this lingo are going to pick out. I'm not going to be able to do that, but yeah. Posting a single page carries the same consequence as posting 141. Well, yeah, I know, exactly, right? So you'd think that he would just fucking dump. Maybe this is all he has, though, man. Who knows, right? Like maybe this is all he's got a hold of. I mean, how would you post proof of these programs? I mean, you wouldn't have documentation showing that. You wouldn't even have documentation about any of the specifications of the craft. Is there anything else anybody's picked up here? EE student here with some questions. I'm not dismissing your claims. I want more information. What is the explicit tensorial relationship or field interaction term of relevant Lagrangian density that describes this direct coupling between the metric tensor perturbations, gravitational waves, and the electromagnetic field tensor, allowing for a measurable electromagnetic response. Others have also posted a link between zero-point energy manipulation and the electromagnetic vector potential. Given that the vector potential is gauge dependent and not a direct observable physical quantity, what gauge invariant physical observable is being modulated or influenced to tap into zero-point energy? Jesus, yeah, they're into this other language. There's a hyper-specific here, yeah. You will notice in some of the files I'm showing that the Soviets coined a term called rotational gravity. The lens-thirring effect is general relativity predicts frame dragging. Oh, God, okay. Can you share what specific form of energy momentum tensor describes the source of these gravitational waves and in your theoretical framework? Okay, Jesus Christ, yeah. These are not new concepts in the UFO ZPE remote viewing theoretical models. If OP is real, the answers to these questions would actually open up avenues to research. Otherwise, it's just a bad retelling of EED, Tom Tenzin Brown, or his name is, Daniel Sheehan Shade, and other tidbits from previous public discourse. OP has deleted their existence, and my curiosity shall never be sated. Yeah. That's a good point, actually. That's a really good point that he brought up. I mean, if the OP is real, the answers to these questions would actually open up avenues to research. So he kind of fucked off without, like, he's on his deathbed. Why didn't he fucking share any of these answers to these questions with people that could help to orient them? That's what we've been waiting for. We're waiting for somebody who can speak this language to actually speak it and start kind of unraveling it a bit more. That could be, they could just do that, really. Now, that may reveal them in some way, because obviously there's so many people that would know any of this, but fuck, yeah. Pretty sure it did mention a vault, and I only skimmed it. It did, yeah. It's at Bigelow Aerospace, Larkin, yeah. There was a vault that they commissioned that they were going to make to potentially house materials and biologics. So they were anticipating they were going to be receiving them. And they mentioned Brazil, interestingly enough. James Fox was always curious as to where the remnants from the Virginia incident ended up. Well, it ended up in the States, but with who? And it was interesting that they were sourcing stuff from Brazil. I screenshotted and backed everything up. Well, what was his name? Guys, it's time to back the fuck out of the shit. This actually feels legit for a change. Gonna save the photos and post and sell, but it'll probably be a matter of hours before it gets nuked. Yeah, interesting. If there's anybody else who speaks this language here. There's nothing. There's no other. Yeah. This is 03 now. I don't know. I don't really trust yet. The document set alone is a big deal. DIA really funded classified research that mixed conventional CFD RCS. Well, we know that because some of these documents have already been out. So, catastrophic disclosure it is, boys. Yeah. Well, it's not though. It'd be more catastrophic if we had some actual fucking, post, but nothing in it is verifiable or in a broad reading. I don't know. Yeah. Well, they probably deleted their account. The mods could clear up pretty quickly if I think they can tell if he deleted his account or if something more anomalous happened. He probably just deleted his account. That would probably make the most sense. Yeah. The Fortune Leaker with the underwater alien vessel spiel used the cancer line too. Yeah, he did. Yeah. It's there. I mean, for me, I don't know, right? Like, I have no fucking idea. But reading through this, there's a couple memes in here, definitely, that make me think like, we've got the cancer line used again here. I'm going to be critical of it. We've got mention of Townsend Brown. Some of this rhetoric hasn't really cropped up until recently with Jesse Michaels. Now, undoubtedly, Dave Grush had some influence on Jesse Michaels around some of that stuff. And I think Dave Grush and maybe some others behind the scenes were pushing and pointing Jesse in a direction as to what they should be focused on in regards to like physics research back in the 50s. So that could be a legitimate connection, right? And for no one that watched his video on him, it seems like he probably was pulled into something that ended up becoming classified. Now, whether it pertains to this phenomenon or not, it would make sense, right, as to where it goes and that you're going to be manipulating gravity in the end with it, right? But which seems to be what's going on with these crafts. And that seems to be the workaround FTL travel. So anyway, interesting. I guess we don't have much more other than this. I mean, that's kind of the whole TLDR. I'm just looking to see maybe there's no other comments that he's left. Represents a serious effort to understand field-based or vacuum-based propulsion. Yeah, anyway, I'm sure that would have been pushed to the top of the comments by now if there was anything half decent anyway, though. So, interesting. Yeah, it doesn't seem like an obvious LARP at all, but I mean, it's like, again, like this gentleman had stated down here that has a background in physics. Like, there are ways that he could have communicated some of these concepts here, like, yeah. If OP is real, the answers to these questions would actually open up avenues to research. They're not new concepts, but what we need are some of the answers to them. Like, how does this all fit together? Like, how did they pull this apart and get it to work? I mean, you could communicate that probably in a couple paragraphs to people that would know, and they'd be like, "Oh shit!" Right? They'd start correlating other data. It's probably already all out there anyway, right? I mean, there's probably already there's hypotheses from these different people. They're probably already out there, and nobody's connected the dots on this, right? And so they could start connecting those fucking dots. And I don't know why they haven't. So, yeah. Nowhere I heard of T. Townsend Brown. Somebody else discussed it for a while. David Wilcock. Oh, did he actually? Interesting. Much as I shit on David Wilcock sometimes. But I mean, probably talked to somebody who was inside of one of the programs. Who knows, right? Like, he talks about a lot of esoteric shit. People that have come up face to face with some of the stuff undoubtedly probably end up with some esoteric shit, right? So they probably go to David's stream. They're like, fucking, oh, fuck David. Like, yes, our souls are going to be ascending to the next plane soon, the next realm. They're not going to tell them how they know any of that, probably because they read Skinny Bob's manifesto in the fucking craft. We don't know that. And they tell David some spicy meat, right? Yeah. He was making these en masse anti-gravity cars, bought the warehouse too. Yes. Yeah, he bought what? Yeah, that all fell apart, didn't it? He bought that warehouse. Nothing ever came of it. David Wilcock. Yeah. He kind of went off the deep end, didn't he? Anyway. Anyway, there we go. You never know when it's going to drop. It just dropped fucking an hour ago. So there you go. Hot off the fucking press. Interesting. Well, if only he stuck around for a little bit longer. At least the other guy, didn't the EBO scientist stick around and answer some questions? Bro, I mean, like, if you're fucking still there, maybe 32 people here, maybe you're one of the people watching right now. Fuck, that'd be amazing. But like, I feel like he would be you're doing a bit of a disservice by just fucking off that quickly. Especially if you get 8 months to live. I think you got to give a bit more. This isn't really going to move it. This isn't going to move things forward. This is going to be another conversation about another schizo post for most people until you actually give people something more, which would be specifics here, technical jargon, right? For people accredited in the areas to pick apart. This isn't going to move it forward. This is going to be another meme. So we got to stop with the memes and we got to start. I mean, I'm not calling for people to do illegal things, Twitch, but we gotta stop memeing and we gotta start getting down and dirty. That's what really needs to be done, I think. Yeah. Possible new whistleblower of sorts or leak, I guess, Bones. Yeah. Guy said there's 2,000 projects running, reverse engineering these things. We've recovered hundreds of UFOs.